Hey, Animation Fanatic here. I recorded this before, and I had this really long thing that I had done for this episode of The Legend of Korra, and then I couldn't upload it because my computer is a piece of crap. Anyway, but I won't let that stop me. This recent episode of The Legend of Korra. That's a very good episode, actually. Very, very impressive, I might add. Just a heads up, this is not an episode that focuses on Republic City, so you won't see what's going on there. It's an episode that focuses on the spirit world, it focuses on Korra principally, Jinora a little bit, but Korra principally. And it's got a lot of references to the previous series. It's got that old library with the owl, and the professor who went in there with Aang and the gang, and who's apparently died, I'm not sure if natural causes or of reading, and Iroh, Zuko's uncle, General Iroh, is there. This is not the episode for newcomers to the show. Like, people who've only seen Korra, they're going to be a little bit confused. Already they would have been confused by previous goings-on, but still, this is not going to help very much. Anyway, so let me get down to this episode really quickly. Korra and Jinora go into the spirit world to try to close the portals. They get separated and both have to go on their own separate journeys. Jinora runs into Korra's uncle and is captured, and he forces Korra to open the spirit portal so that Vaatu can get out when harmonic convergence occurs. Korra can't bend in the spirit world, neither can Jinora for that matter, but her uncle can because he came through a portal, not through extra spiritual means. They have a bit of a fight, and Korra gets knocked out, although she's saved before he can take her soul or something. I'm not too sure how that was working. And then she wakes up, and then they find out that Jinora isn't waking up. What's interesting, though, is that just one thing I will add here is that the ending, they get it just perfectly with voices, with facial expressions. They really do a great job with this animation. You can just tell the horror in the way Tenzin asks Korra, "Where's my little girl?" and in the way that Korra looks at him. And I know I'm going to be disappointed because then they're going to go through a whole thing of Tenzin blames Korra, and and then they learn to like each other again at the end. And we already went through that whole big thing, and I didn't even like that much. It was nice when they finally made up, but now it's going to have to happen all over again, and that's... But, anyway, so to Korra, because this episode focuses more on her than anyone else, she gets separated from Jinora and is lost in this forest, and apparently also we find out the spirit world can react very heavily to her emotions because she's the Avatar. When she gets agitated, bad things start to happen, and this is really played a lot. In the forest, she reverts to a childlike form. You see her as a child, she acts a little bit like a child. And at first I thought, wow, she actually did turn into a child. That's weird, why'd that happen? And then she turns back into a teenager later. Then I thought about it, and I thought, maybe she didn't actually turn into a child. Maybe this is a mental exercise. She probably met Iroh in the spirits, but a lot of this is possibly a mental state or a mental exercise of her going from a child who's very scared of not only this strange world but the weight of everything that's on her. She's got to bring balance to the world. She's got to stop this bad thing from happening, and she's got to do that by herself, and it's frightening for her, but she's got to learn to overcome that. And a lot of this episode is about overcoming your fear and facing the things that scare you, and that's what she has to do in a lot of this. So maybe this was like a psychological thing for that. I don't know. But anyway, what can I say about this episode other than it was a very good episode? The animation was great. They got the story was very good. And the music, actually, I don't always mention this, but the music in Avatar is very good at setting the emotion, setting the scene, setting the epicness of it all. And it knows when to shut up, it knows when to keep going, it knows when to tell you when something is very dramatic and when it's not, and it just complements the whole thing very nicely. And I don't always mention this, but it does. So, that was the episode. Check it out. It was a great one. I can't wait for more from The Legend of Korra.